guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Maddie. I am a reseller on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, and in today's video I'm going over my gross total sales number for the month of September. I'm going to go ahead and link a playlist up in the cards of all of my monthly recaps from this year, but much like last month, this has just not been a very good month of reselling, to be honest. I am trying to stay optimistic and focus on the positives. I have noticed that sales have begun to increase, especially at the end of this month. They've started to go up, and I've noticed that my average sale price has gone up as well. So in a moment, I'm going to share items that sold for $40 or more on each of the 3 platforms, and you'll see I have a lot to share this month. Normally I only have a handful, and this month I think I have 11 or 12. So that's me being optimistic. That's the good news from this month. But overall, my combined gross total numbers were not quite what I wanted them to be. I'm really hoping for a better Q4. I know we're in Q4 now, but I'm really hoping that the latter half of Q4 kind of makes up for this lackluster month. My gross total sales number from across all 3 platforms was $3,751.07. That was 179 items sold. Breaking that down even further, starting with Poshmark, which is typically my best-selling platform, I had $2,017 in sales, and that was 111 items sold. Now keep in mind, this month I was granted access to the promoted closet beta testing, and so that's what this number is, even with the promoted closet. So that really shows you that promoted closet probably isn't the way to go, because those numbers are the lowest that they've been this entire year on Poshmark. On eBay, I sold $1,496.07 worth of products, and that was 60 items sold. eBay went up exactly 1% from last month, but hey, we'll take any gains that we can get, right? And then Mercari was kind of like a breakout star in its own right. It can't compete with the other 2 platforms, but normally I only have like 2 or 3 sales on Mercari, and this month I had 8 sales on Mercari, and those sales totaled out to $228. Now, of course, I used my favorite cross-listing platform, List Perfectly, to very easily cross-list to all of the platforms. If I didn't have List Perfectly, I honestly don't know that all of my items would end up making it to the different platforms, because to have to sit there and manually do it takes up so much time, and List Perfectly is such a lifesaver. In the month of September, I also listed 238 new listings. So ultimately, I listed more new items than I actually ended up selling. My goal is to always keep them kind of about the same so that I am not hanging on to inventory and growing my closet. But I was again off on that number this month. So let's go ahead and get into the items that sold for $40 or more on each platform. I'll let you guys know where I got the item, how long I've had the item, and if I would pick up the item again, because some of these items I paid up for, or I had to wait a really long time to get $40 or more for them. The first item that we're going to look at is a pair of Birkenstocks. I love picking up Birkenstocks. In my opinion, they still have not lost their resale value, unlike a lot of brands. These were the Giselle style, and they were a black sandal. They were a women's size 7, and these sold so quickly. They had so many likers on them, and they sold within days. And that's even with some toe bed wear. You can clean the toe beds, but I don't like cleaning shoes, so I always just sell as is. Sometimes I'll like wipe them down, but actually having to go in and really clean them, it's not for me. But overall, these were in really good shape. You guys can see here are the soles. And these sold really quickly for $45. This item is one that I had to wait on. I sourced this in January of this year, but it ended up paying off. I got this for just 99 cents. This is an Ann Taylor new with tag cheetah print work dress in a size 12. I thought it was really adorable. Great size as well. Good piece to wear to the office to make a statement, but not too loud. This sold for $49, and overall, I'm really happy with the sale, even though it did take a pretty long time to sell. But I think that the profit is great. Most of the time when I pick things up for 99 cents, I can only sell them for like $15 to $25. So this is exciting. This piece was another awesome 99-cent find. I picked this up in August, and it sold really quickly for $40. The brand on this is Theory, which can be really hit or miss, but I knew that this would do well because it was made of virgin wool, and just the fact that it was a blazer in a unique color. A lot of people are having to go back to the office. I actually just read a study that most people are having to go back to the office at least for a few days, and they're not very happy about it. So a lot of people do need to now get an office wardrobe. Therefore, I think picking up blazers is always a good choice. And when you factor in the good material, you're going to make a decent profit. This piece was a new to me brand. I picked this up at a 50% off sale, and I initially was attracted to it because it was plaid, and I know academia's really in, especially in the fall. But then I stopped and I looked at the tag and I was like, something about this seems like it might be high end. Anytime I see like a thick white tag, I always look it up. This was in a size 4, and this ended up having really great comps. This sold for $67. I bought this in August, so it was a pretty fast sale, and I definitely would pick up this brand again. Comps on pretty much everything that I saw looked like they were very profitable. I don't really know much about this brand or even where it's sold, but if you see House of Sunny Suni, definitely pick it up. This was another new to me brand. I got this for just 99 cents at my end of season sale. This is called Lucy in the Sky, and the tag is very unassuming. This looks like something to me that would be sold at TJ Maxx or Nordstrom Rack, but this is Lucy in the Sky. The Los Angeles does kind of give an indicator that it might be something. And I've seen this brand quite often at my buy sell trade store. Every time I'm just not really impressed, honestly, with the quality of the item. And when I looked up comps, they were very, very scattered. So I priced this optimistically at 65, and it sold within the hour of me listing it for my full asking price. So I think this might be like an outlier. I don't know that I would pay up for this brand, but definitely research and do your comps if you do stumble across this brand. It is always so exciting to find the first Patagonia of the fall season. So I found this in September. I believe I found this on my birthday on the 11th, and it was a good birthday treat. I paid up for this. I did pay $14 for it, but it sold within hours of me listing it for $60. I had this priced at $85 because I thought it was a unique print. It's called the Jitterbug Fleece, and I couldn't find a lot on it. There was one that was priced at like $350, but just because you price something at $350 does not mean that it's going to sell for $350. So I priced it at $85. The woman and I went back and forth a few times, but we did settle on $60, and this is a really great flip. I have noticed that Patagonia doesn't do as well as it used to, but a lot of the times the printed fleeces are still going to do really well. You can often find these exact style. If you flip this tag up, it'll normally give you a style number. This piece is something that I was not very comfortable with reselling, but my husband gave me these critical pass flashcards. They're to help study for the bar. Someone gave these to him for free, and they said, do whatever you want with them. So he didn't end up using these to study for the bar. He went with a different program, and he tried to gift them to some of the rising 3Ls at his law school, and no one was interested. So he was like, do you want to sell these? And I was like, I don't know, I guess. So I wasn't really sure what to make of these. I had them sitting on my desk for a little bit, but I did look them up, and it seems like they went for a lot of money, even with them being 2021 cards. So I listed them at 75, but honestly, it looked like some of them were going for 150. I did list them lower because you guys can see the box was pretty banged up, and my husband wasn't sure that all of the cards were in there. So we just weren't super sure what to make of it. So of course I did disclose all of that, and I immediately received an offer for $40, and it was a woman who was trying to study for the bar. So I did take into account her story, assuming that she was telling the truth. So I did accept that $40 really quickly, and I was honestly just really, really happy to get them off my desk. Next up, we have a piece that I sourced off of the RealReal. I no longer source off of the RealReal because the buy-in cost is just too much for me. but this is a piece I did source from them in November of 2022, so it has been around for a while. The brand on this is called C New York. It used to do really well. It doesn't really do as well anymore unless you find a sought after celebrity worn piece. This was not that. This was just a plain boho dress. I thought it was really cute, just a nice shift dress, but it did sit around for a while and it eventually did end up selling for $50. And I want to say I paid about either like $25 or $30. So honestly, the flip on this is not the best. Typically, I am very picky about Diane von Furstenberg, but anytime I find a true wrap dress by this brand, I pick it up. I want to say I paid about $6 for this at my thrift store. It had the DVF holograph, so I knew it was real. Unfortunately, this is a brand that can be faked. This is also silk, and it was a new-ish piece, 100% silk. And with it being like just this great career wear style, I knew for sure that it would sell pretty quickly. This was in a size 4, and this ended up selling for $72.50. So I was pumped. I found out about this sale when I was at the thrift store, and I just had a huge smile on my face for the rest of my thrift trip. This piece is an Oola Johnson piece. Oola Johnson looks like this. This is another brand that used to do really well and now just really doesn't. I sourced this from The Real and I paid way too much for it. I want to say I paid like $32 and this only ended up selling for $40. So I may have lost some money on it. But honestly, I was happy to move it because I had sold it for $40 on Poshmark a few months ago as well, and I lost it in my inventory. I could not find it. I was so remorseful telling the buyer, like, I have no idea where this is. And then I rediscovered it a few weeks later, and I was so mad about it. So just to sell this and get this out of my home and not lose it again, I was happy with the $40 sale. But I would no longer pay up for Oola Johnson. This next sale was fantastic. I got this piece at a regular thrift store for, I want to say, about $6. This is Anthropology A+, their plus size label. This was in a size 2X, and this was like a chain printed dress, and I even put with pockets because that's a selling point for me. This sold really quickly. It had attention on Poshmark as well. But for whatever reason, whenever I had inputted this into Mercari, I didn't check what they automatically put the weight as. So they put the weight as 2 pounds, and this weighed less than 1 pound. And so the shipping on this was like $11. So the buyer was really kind. She messaged me and she said, if you can lower the shipping to 1 pound or less, I will buy this for your full asking price of $50. I thought that was so sweet of her. So I went ahead and lowered it because it was put in incorrectly anyway. It was less than 1 pound. And then she held up her end of the bargain and purchased it for $50. I listed this on the 10th and it sold on the 17th. So just a week after being listed, this sold. And I would not always say the Anthropology A+ does super well, but some of the pieces can definitely get you some good money. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go ahead and share your sales numbers down below. Let me know, is it picking up for you? Is it about the same? Have you tried out Poshmark's promoted closet? If you did enjoy this video, please do make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up. As always, I appreciate your support, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!